What's up guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video I'm going to show you how can you send and receive video files or music files or whatever files using Python socket module. So if you're new to Python socket programming and don't know the basics of Python socket programming, you can check out this video. I'll be providing it in the annotated sidebar. You can just go ahead and watch that before this. And also, if you doesn't remember that the socket module is working, and I'll just go and watch that. It will be a brush up on the skills. Plus, I have already done another video on which have multiple number of clients connected all together and chatting simultaneously. It's basically chat room. I will be also providing that link in the annotated sidebar. Just go ahead and watch that too. And also, after watching this video, don't forget to integrate the chat application with the video sending feature. And you can actually send video as well as chat at the same time in a single chat room. It will be awesome. So without further ado, let's get started. So guys, now let us fire up our favorite text editor over here, Sublime Text, and create two scripts, server.py and client.py. So it will be first of all server.py and create a new file. What the hell was that? Shut that scope and server.py, save and new file, and save that client.py. Perfect. Now we have two scripts, server.py and client.py. Also, just a reminder that if you don't know whatever thing that I have trying to do here, just go ahead and watch the basic socket program video that I have already provided in the annotated sidebar. So now let us get started by importing socket module. Import socket module, and s is equal to socket dot socket and socket dot af underscore init, which stands for address family init, which basically says that we are creating a socket on IPv4 address. And the next parameter will be socket dot soak underscore stream, which stands for TCP protocol. We are mentioning the socket that we are going to create a TCP protocol socket. So now we have to bind the connection to an address. So now we will be providing the local IP for now. If you want to connect across internet and all, we have to provide that IP address of the device. So now we'll be going with local IP, which will be 127.0.0.1, which will be the address in which we are going to listen to. So it will be a tuple. Okay. Now we have to also specify the port in which we have to connect to. So it will be 535, and now we have to listen to the connection. This parameter over here says that we have to listen 5 connections in a queue. So that's what it is. Now we have to receive connections, right? Now accepts connection. So now we are going to a,c accept connection, s dot accept connection. So a stands for the client socket. So now basically we have created a socket over here, socket object, which says that we have creating an IPv4 socket and TCP protocol. And this is the address on which we are going to listen for the connections for, and the port in which we are going to listen on. And we have created a 5 connections in a queue, and also we have created, if any connections incoming connections, just accept the connections into the client socket. So if any connections received, we will be printing connection received, something like that. And now we are going to send a hi message to the client. A.send, and we'll say hey or hi, something like that. So hey, and we'll be encoding it as UTF-8, and that's it for the server side, for just to send a message hey. Now let's see if it works. And now we have to copy the first 2 sentences, which is same thing on the client side. So paste that over there, and now instead of binding, we have to connect to the IP address in which we have specified over here, which will be 127.0.0.1. So client has to connect to, which will be a tuple, of course, and we'll be specifying as 127.0.0. Oops, 0.0.1 and the port 6535. Okay, forgot a bracket over here. Okay, now s.connect over that IP address. Now we'll be just receiving that s.receive buffer size 1024, and we'll just print that out. Print that out. So we just gotta save that, and open up the CMD. Open up and okay, cd to the stop and python server.py and oops, what was that? Okay, sorry for that, just a spelling mistake. Okay, now running that, server is live now. Let me just go ahead and run the client.py, and you can see we have received hey from the server. You can see connection received and the program is terminated. Now we have to, instead of sending a hey from the server, we have to actually send a file towards the client.py, I mean the client side. So for that, first of all, we have to open a file, right? So for that, I have created a file over here. As you can see, download, and if I go to open that, you can see a file, a pin over here, and we are going to send this file to the client. So let me just go and create a folder and name it as server, and for this, it's just for getting a better clarification, you know. So server is over here, download is over here, and the client is over here. Now if I come in here, you can see we're going to override is inside server side. Okay, you can see it's now desktop/server/server.py. Now we have to first of all open that file before sending. So let me just go and open up and show you how the file is. So let me say data is equal to open download.jpg, and it'll be opening as RB, which stands for reading in binary. I'm just printing it out, print data.read, and if I run that, oops, what the hell just happened? No such file directory. Oops, okay, now it's work. Let's run that. You can see this is the binary inside the PNG file. If I copy all this and rearrange it as a PNG file, it will be showing this image over there. So now we have to send this thing to the client.py over here and make it to a PNG file. So that's what it is. Now let us get started for that. So now I'm going to create a with open download.jpg file, and I'll be opening it as RB and as F, and I'll be saying f.read with a buffer size of 1024. Why is that? We are going to send a buffer size of 1024 to the client side. We cannot send everything all together. We have to specify a correct buffer size in which they are going to send and receive. This buffer size and the server buffer size should be equal. So f.read 2024, and it will be the main data for us to send. So now let us go ahead and remove this thing over here. Okay, oops, what is that? And saving that, and now we have to send to our. Okay, before sending we have to specify that if not data then break. This is because just to make sure that if data is equal to nothing, we have to break this loop, right? Okay, I haven't specified a loop. We have to should be in a loop to while true, and it will make sure that every data is sent with a buffer size of 1024 towards our client. So we'll be specifying error send, and we just use buffer size of error send data. That's it. So now let us go ahead and do the client side. So Without receiving this, now we have to open a new file, which will be open client.jpg, and write it as a binary file as f. And first of all, we had to receive and then write to the jpg file. So first of all, data is equal to s.receive 1024, and now f.write to the file, write to the file the data. Also, we must also make sure that if not data, then break the loop. So I'm just gonna save that. And also, sorry to mention that this should be also inside a while true loop, while true. So now that should be done. Saving that and saving that. I'm gonna open up the cmd and run python. Oops, you will cd to server first of all. Cd server python server.py, and it's running now. And now inside client.py, if I run that, you can see it says finished. Okay, now it's inside. You can see the client.file. You can see the client file is over here. You can see the penguin has been sent. You can see that the client jpg is over here. We have sent the download.jpg from here using the server script to this directory over here, the client.py, and the client jpg is over here. Likewise, if you change the IP address, you can actually send it from person to person or across the internet. I have already done that in my other two videos. You can just check that out and how to implement this all across the internet. So definitely check out the other two videos. It will be really helpful. So now let us do some more beautification to this code. Just some sort of, it's not actually necessary to understand the core concept, but let me just go ahead and pin something over here, something like waiting, and after this let me just go ahead and print file received. We'll also give it a plus sign and plus sign, and also let me just go ahead and after while true loop, this is called f.close and save that. Also in the server side, you can see connection received, and also let me just specify print file sent. Saving that, and let me just go and run that again. Okay, command prompt and run that. Server.py is already started, and run the client.py, and you can see waiting file received. Just go and delete that and show that again to you. File server.py is running, and if I run the client.py over here, you can see client is received over here. So that's it for this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot to me. If you have any questions or comments regarding this topic, just put in the comments below. I'll be definitely checking that. Also, please feel to comment down below how you have managed to integrate the chat room with the video sending and receiving feature or the file sending and receiving feature. So thanks for watching and have a nice time.